This past weekend, we saw something that was unprecedented, to my knowledge, since 1948. And one of them right here in Washington, D.C., where there was hundreds of thousands of protesters that were pro-Palestinian. They were not pro-Hamas, they're pro-Palestinian. You participated in the one in Washington. And I wonder if you can tell us a little bit about, first of all, how that protest went, what people were saying.
Every year I take part in a remembrance for the Nakba, which is what occurred in 1948, when 750,000 Palestinians lost their homes, were kicked out of their villages, were expelled, tens of thousands were killed. Nakba in Arabic means the catastrophe. And the attendance was minimal. And then, of course, we've had here, other than North Carolina, we've had rallies and marches and vigils numbering in the thousands, in the last few weeks. And of course, this march in DC this past weekend, the estimates are 300,000. And I've never been a part of anything that big in my life. It was massive. The energy, I don't want to describe the energy as positive, because certainly that was not there's nothing positive about what's occurring. But the energy was dominated by a sense of solidarity. The feelings, the expressions, the messages were ones of grief, of mourning, of shock, of calls for not just peace, but reconciliation, and of course, anger. And the anger mostly directed at the American government, because on the one hand, you have Joe Biden and Tony Blinken and others saying how much the United States respects international law. They often don't say that. They say rules-based order, but also to how the United States affirms the validity of all human life and statements like that. And then what their actions are completely, of course, contrary to, so as they're saying how they support the equal rights for Palestinians, they're sending C-17s full of bombs and missiles nearly every day to Israel. So I think the anger that you see is mostly expressed towards the White House, towards the American government.